Sorry. Important about young girls seeing. Woo! Woo!
I'm a hot one. Soy caliente. Are you a hot one? Muy caliente.
Welcome to Hot Ones Caribbean Edition, Season 3. I am coming to you straight from the USVI. I'm your host, Julius Jackson. Joining me today for the show with the hot questions and even hotter wings is communications and public relations guru, Jennifer Matarangas-King. She's the Vice President of Public Relations and Governmental Affairs at VIYA, the United States Virgin Islands' leading telecommunications provider. Before leading the company to cable TV dominance in the USVI, Jennifer served as Press Secretary and Public Relations Director in the highest ranks, including at the office of the late Governor R.L. Snyder. Jennifer, you know, me being the first VIYA ambassador,
the OG,
first VIYA
the OG
ambassador, it is such an honor to host you here on the show today.
Thank you.
Welcome. Thank you for being here.
Of course, thank you. It's my pleasure.
Yes, and we're here on your home island, St.
Yes.
Croix. How you feel? You feel good?
I feel amazing.
Good.
So happy to be here. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, man.
We're going to have a lot of good things to talk about.
I'm excited. And for those of you that don't know, this is the talent that has actually placed our sauces in their position and tasted them on. She's a real pepper woman. She calls herself that. Yes?
I am.
You indulge in pepper quite often in your meals, in your food.
Yes.
You
all
do.
of them. And I have quite a few of these I'm very familiar with. So.
Okay, nice. Well, we're going to have to set some rules.
Okay.
I feel like, since you already proved to be, that pepper woman.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I'm going to say every sauce, we will do a double.
No, we're not doing that.
Every sauce, we got to. There's no choice. You don't have a choice.
Okay.
Every sauce, we're going double.
Okay.
Right. Our milk is not full.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully you don't have to use it.
I don't think I will.
We'll keep the milk right at halfway. Could someone take the waters away? No. All right, so let's get into it. You ready?
Okay, awesome.
I'm excited.
I'm very excited.
All right, sauce number 1.
Yes.
Pirate Gang.
Yes.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
St. Thomas sauce.
Mm-hmm.
Ghost Ship. It's called Ghost Ship, made with ghost peppers. It's got a good pineapple flavor. It's a heavy sweet front.
Mm-hmm.
Love the flavor. A lot of people have been talking about the sauce.
Mm-hmm.
It's very good. You ready?
I'm ready.
You got a double.
Okay.
All right. On the chicken on the board. She
Dropping
might
the
be
cover.
a little nervous.
A little bit nervous. As long as I don't drop the chicken. Okay. So, got it on the board.
Nice
Okay.
start. Number 1.
Cheers.
I love that sauce, man. Wow.
Good flavor. Can definitely taste the pineapple.
Mm-hmm.
This is the kind of sauce that would be really good, like on a fish taco.
Mm-hmm. I was just thinking fish taco in my brain.
Mm-hmm. It's good.
It's delicious. You're a foodie too.
Mm-hmm.
I see that.
A little bit.
We can hang out.
Let me get rid of this.
Really good sauce. Really good flavor.
Tasty.
All right. Let's get into it. All right? First question.
Sure.
Being Vice President of Public Relations and Governmental Affairs means your phones never stop going out.
That's right.
Ring in all day. It's a demanding portfolio and can take a lot out of a person. What inspired your decision to go into the profession of PR and communications? What inspired you?
So, interesting story. I'll try to make it not too long. I actually started off on a different path. When I started college, I was actually an economics major.
Okay. Wow.
It seemed like the logical thing to do. I did well in school. I was the class treasurer. I was the school store manager. I loved money. And so I started off as an economics major at Smith College. And by my second year, I realized this really wasn't doing it for me. And I was more interested in social sciences, behavior, and communication, other studies. And so I
Right.
changed my major my sophomore year.
Wow.
And I always give my mom a lot of credit because I thought, sometimes when you change a major, your parents are like, well, what are you doing?
Why? What going on?
Exactly.
Who influenced you?
And she was great. She said,
Nice.
follow your passion. And she was always my biggest cheerleader. And so I was able to really hone my communication skills, my writing skills. But I also still had that business acumen.
Right.
And,
right.
and I tell people it's possible two things can be true at the same time.
Yes.
And I
100%.
think having a love for both has led me to where I am.
Very
And
much.
so it wasn't any direct path after my undergraduate degree. I went to Howard University, got my master's in organizational communication,
Right.
which paired communication, behavior, and business.
Wow.
And I was actually working on my doctoral dissertation when I came home summer of 96.
Wow.
And I met Governor Schneider
There. Yeah.
and had a conversation with him really just about my dissertation. I didn't even plan to come back home. And he offered me a job on the spot. And that path actually led me back to coming back home and stints at Government House. I was press secretary for Governor Schneider.
Yes, yes.
And then I went to work at the legislature. I was PR director for Vargrave Richards, who was Senate vice president.
Nice.
And I was at a crossroads in 1998 where I was trying to figure out if I wanted to continue or go back to the States. And my next job is a job that I've had, well, the organization that I've been with since 1999, it was MCOM.
At that time. Wow.
And I had several roles there, manager of corporate planning. I ran the business offices at one point.
Right.
And then I think the most influential thing that happened in 2005, I became the president of cable TV, USVI and BVI.
Wow.
And that was the same year that Tempo was getting started. So I happened to be
Wow.
in the right place at the right time as all of this was happening.
Wow, that's amazing. You really been because you kind of blew by it, but the office of R.L. Snyder has been revered as one of the best governor sittings in the Virgin
Yes.
Islands. So
Yes.
you've been a part of that. That's amazing.
I've seen a lot of interesting things, met a lot of interesting people.
All right.
But
Yeah, a hot one for real.
a hot one. But it's I am a big believer in, any job that you have, it doesn't matter if you stay there for long, just know that someone's always watching. When I talk to young people, especially young women, representation is very important. Someone's
Yes.
always watching, and every step I've made has been someone that I didn't even realize was paying attention, saying, I see that you're doing X.
yeah.
Perhaps you should consider something else. And
Okay.
it's been a good path for me.
Ah,
Coming
that's
back home was a good choice.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Beautiful. We're glad to have you.
Thank you.
All right, let's go on to number 2.
Yes.
Sauce number 2 is Angie's,
Okay.
another St. Thomas-based sauce. Angie makes this recipe from scratch.
Nice.
She's used Scotch bonnet, mustard, garlic. Delicious. Yes.
You can smell the mustard in
Gives
it.
me the real old-time feel to kind of
And a female entrepreneur, so
Female
kudos.
entrepreneur.
Kudos to Angie.
Yes. Slide in there. Double everyone.
I'm watching. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. No pressure. Okay, so we got
Don't
Angie's.
worry, I'm rocking with you.
Okay, so cheers.
Angie's. Delicious.
Very good flavor.
That
This is
pepper
perfect
hits-
for chicken.
Yeah, it is great with the chicken. Thank you, Seaside, for providing the chicken, the Johnny case. Food has been great the whole time. Thank you.
Very good. A little kick. A little bit more vinegar. You could taste the vinegar in
Yep,
it, but
yep.
good flavor.
Not as sweet as the first one, but really
No.
good balance.
A different
The
vibe.
mustard and that kind of
Different
vinegary. I'm a vinegar guy, so I like that
Yeah.
flavor.
That's the kind of sauce that you could have for like 3-4 years and it's still good.
And it's good. Exactly. All right, next question.
Yes.
You joined VIYA in 1999 and got promoted to president and general manager of what was then called Innovative Cable TV by 2005. You've only been climbing higher and higher up the corporate ladder since then. Where did you see yourself going with Innovative, and has that vision then now changed or developed now with VIYA?
Oh, that's a great question. So much has happened in the 25 years.
Right.
It has been amazing, and I think working at the company has helped me with my life because
Yes.
telecom is very dynamic.
Yes.
You really have to keep up. You have to be able to pivot pretty quickly. And I've been at the company during some critical times in our community.
Right.
Hurricanes Irma and Maria, having to
Yes.
rebuild the pandemic and being in a leadership role and being the voice of the company while all of this is happening.
All during that time.
It's a lot.
Right.
But I think that the fact that we are really rooted, everything that we do, and I've said this before, connectivity, collaboration, community, that's really how we move as a company. And so it informs the decisions that we make, what we support in our community.
Right.
And because we are really, our employees are here.
Right.
I'm from Hill Street, proud to
Yes.
say from Hill Street, Christiansted,
Yes.
so it makes a difference.
Right.
So we move differently. Other people may be doing business here, but we are of the VI, and that
Right.
makes a big difference.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. So you would say the vision kind of hasn't really changed much. It's,
Not really. I mean,
That's been-
we've had different leaders, and depending on what's happening, but I think at the end of the day, because the roots are really here,
Right.
we've been here for almost 70 years, and it's great to see, as I move through the community, everyone has a VIYA story.
Right.
Whether you worked for us when it was Vitelco or
Right,
Innovative,
Vitelco, yes.
someone has a story. You supported my Little League team. I got a scholarship. I mean, there's no day that goes by
That's
that
awesome.
someone doesn't have some type of story that influenced them directly. And that's
Right.
so wonderful
that's
to know that
huge.
we're having that impact.
oh, that's beautiful.
Not just providing services, but really being a part of the community in a
community.
huge way.
Yes, I
Yeah.
love that.
Use code USVIHOT to earn extra entries for a chance to win a trip to the US Virgin Islands. This edition of Hot Ones Caribbean is brought to you by the US Virgin Islands.
Awesome. Sauce number 3,
Yes.
which I feel every time I see it, I feel like we have to chug.
No, we're not chugging. No, we're not doing that. I've seen David. He's a madman.
Yes, David.
We're not trying to copy.
David's been there, hot sauce.
And David
Made
has
by
been here.
Suyam. Yes, he has been here.
Yes.
And, he's an awesome food blogger that travels. I love the sauce. Very balanced, very sweet. Guava front sauce. And let's do it. Double. Double up.
I got it on there. Okay, we good?
Yes.
Cheers. Okay.
That guava is amazing.
The guava is really good.
It's a really good guava flavor. You can tell they used the fruit. It's not like an essence or anything. You can tell.
Give me the texture.
Delicious. Yeah, delicious.
That's good.
Awesome. Ready?
I
Next
could have
question?
chugged that. I could have handled it. No, we're not doing that.
Don't tempt me. I'll do it.
Maybe later.
All right, maybe later. All right, next question. One of your favorite childhood characters was Pee-Pee Longstocking.
Oh my goodness.
A fearless, determined 9-year-old, right? Also known as the strongest girl in the world. We here at Tempo also see some of those traits in you, in your character, and with what you've done with your accomplishments as well. So tell me about characters like Pee-Pee Longstockings and how that's inspired you throughout your life and career, all of it.
That is funny. So yeah, you talk to somebody who knows me very well. So I have always been a voracious reader. I mean, that was my escape. You
read a lot. A
Always,
lot of reading.
always have.
Interesting.
And so I was an only child. I was my mother's only child, so I had to entertain myself. So I always had a
see.
book.
Yes, yes.
And Pee-Pee Longstocking. But I loved. I always loved girls who were just in spaces that people were like, "You're not supposed to do that," People who will ask for permission, afterwards. They'll take a
After,
chance.
yeah.
It's like, pushing the boundaries. So I've always enjoyed that. And so that was one of the first characters that I just remember because she was a little out there.
Right, right.
But I think those are some of the traits that I think, and having a mom who is very much fearless
Yeah,
in
yeah,
so many
involved,
ways.
yes.
So I've been very fortunate. I didn't have to look outside the home for a role model. So
Wow, awesome. So would you say you were a troublemaker?
no, I could fantasize about being her,
Right.
but I knew better than to be her because my mom was no joke. So
She wasn't playing.
no, she was not playing at all.
All right, that's funny. All right,
Yeah.
good. Awesome. All right, that's awesome to hear. I didn't know you like to read like that, so that's
Oh, yeah.
awesome. All right, beautiful.
Yes.
Okay, let's move right along.
Okay.
All right. Miss Anna's.
I know this one so
Yes.
well, and I will tell you, Miss Anna's been gone for a minute.
Yes.
I hope they're coming back in a big way because this is a staple.
Yes, it is.
This is a staple in the VI.
My dad had it.
Ooh, wow.
Use this.
A
Yes,
little bit
perfect.
too much. No,
Perfect.
that's too much.
Perfect. That's all we want. That's what we want.
Miss Anna's.
Yes. One of my favorites with
Yes.
that curry flavor.
Yes.
I love it.
Okay.
Yes. Perfect. Looks
Oh,
great.
okay.
That's perfect. That's what we want to see.
Cheers. Cheers. This is one of my favorites.
Delicious. Originated in St. Lucia, perfected here in St. Croix. I love that curry.
Yeah. Very good. Very good.
How we holding up? Good?
We're doing okay.
I love
Oh,
it.
I'm holding my own.
Okay, I love it. All right. Life on a Caribbean island that doubles as a U.S. territory opens up to an interesting mix of cultures and ideologies. You know, we're blended with the U.S. and so you know we're kind of a different Caribbean island. Yes. How have you stayed authentically you throughout your corporate life?
Oh well. That's a very good question. I firmly believe that everything is only for a time. And when you're in a space, you should try your best to make a difference every day. I have an important role at the company.
Yes.
I think sometimes people don't understand the importance of the role that they're given. It's not just a job. Like people rely on me. Like I make decisions that will impact, sponsorship and other people's lives.
Many people, yes.
And so I take that very seriously. But I also know, having gone through hurricanes and the pandemic, I know how much our community needs the services that we have.
Right.
So I take that job very, very seriously. And so I think when you keep community at the core, I live here. The decisions that I make, I can't make a decision and think, that doesn't affect me.
Right.
I go to the grocery store, I go to church, I go wherever I go,
Right.
my community is there to remind me
Yes.
about the things that we're doing. So for me, it's been easy to stay authentic because I'm here. I'm in all the same places. I do all the same things that I did, when I lived on Hill Street. So
Right.
I haven't changed. It's funny enough, I always say, when I tell people what my title is, they're like, is that what it is? Because they just know me as a lady from VIYA, which is
Right.
great because
Right.
at the end of the day, titles are irrelevant.
Correct.
If you have an issue, you
Agreed.
need to have it fixed.
Right.
I'm not going to tell you, well, call somebody else. So
Right. Right.
I'm happy that I've been able to do this for such a long time.
Beautiful.
And yeah, I'm happy about that.
Okay, no, beautiful. That community keeps you grounded. Thinking about what
Oh, they will.
affects them keeps you.
They will keep you grounded.
That's awesome. No, that's beautiful.
Use code USVIHOT to earn extra entries for a chance to win a trip to the U.S. Virgin Islands. This edition of Hot Ones Caribbean is brought to you by VIYA. This edition of Hot Ones Caribbean is brought to you by My Brother's Workshop, tools that build hope.
All right, let's move right along then.
Okay.
All right. Alvin's
Yes.
award-winning flavor.
Another good one. This
Yes.
is in my pantry.
Wow. Okay.
And I have, so let me tell you a little bit about pepper sauce. Well, my husband and I both love pepper.
Yes.
And so does my daughter, actually.
Oh wow. Okay.
We have different types of hot sauce for different things. That's why I could talk about fish, what's good for soup, what's fine on eggs. And when we travel, we collect hot sauce. So we've had hot sauce from all over the world.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I would love for you to let me know which protein or what pairs well with Alvin's. You could do that? Mm-hmm. All right, Let's do it. Double.
Wait,
Whoa.
What?
What was that? Was that roll?
Oh, it was a roll. No, it was a roll to put some on.
All right, I'm watching you.
Okay, cheers.
Cheers.
Pork chops.
Mm-hmm.
Pork chops.
Okay.
Mhm. Fried pork chops with extra onions. Yes.
I get that
Yes,
too.
sir.
Yeah, I get that. Mm-hmm. All right, one of these days I gotta bring Jennifer in the kitchen with me.
There you
We
go.
can do a little, pairing, hot sauce pairing.
There you go. I like that. That'll be fun.
I like that. Delicious flavor,
Yeah, pork
delicious
chops.
sauce.
That'll be good.
It'd be great with pork chops with some caramelized onions too, like charred.
Oh, wow.
Okay, let's
Yeah.
not get too deep. I get emotional when I talk about food. Okay, next question. The beautiful thing about VIYA is that the community service is at the core of its mission.
Yes.
The tagline is keeping the community connected. That means a lot, especially to me at My Bros Workshop. I work with at-risk youth through job training, job mentorship, job placement. And cool thing is that without us even before we met, my students are able to get a hold of a phone through your program. They're able to practice punctuality, communicating with their managers and staying on time. I'm able to stay in touch with them for their safety reasons as well.
Right.
That they're able to afford a phone, being on the program, they can get a phone and only pay a limited amount every month. That is huge. It's super huge, and I'm so excited and proud to be a part of promoting that through our community. I know VIYA also puts a lot of energy behind the culture as well, and the arts as well. So how has those initiatives with the phone program as well as to culture and arts, how has that affected the community from your point of view?
Well, for us, I think the program you're talking about is the Affordable Connectivity Program,
Correct.
which allows people, if you're receiving some type of federal subsidy, you
Yes.
can receive a phone or MiFi for free or have a discount on internet.
Yes.
For us, I think if we didn't know it before, the pandemic showed us that connectivity is key. It's not a luxury.
Correct.
And we are very committed to ensuring that we help with the digital divide because we don't need to have a community where only the people that can afford connectivity have it and
connectivity.
everybody else doesn't.
Correct.
Because that's a whole other conversation that we're not interested in seeing.
Right.
And so for us, being really the stewards of the ACP has been important,
Yes.
especially for students. We need to be sure that the kids stay on top of everything.
Right.
Everything that we do, it all ties together, and we have been involved with programs, specifically with the Department of Education,
Yes.
to have students make the connection between technology and culture. Students will gravitate towards things that they like.
Right.
And you can make it fun for them to learn about culture by using technology. And so
Right.
we're always looking at what are the things, and we're beyond the point of selling products and services. We're looking at these are solutions, whether it's for your business or for your personal life. And so everything, once again, going back to connectivity, collaboration, and community, it all comes together because we know that if you take care of the community will take care of you.
Care you? Yeah.
That's very important for us.
Yeah, I 100% agree. 100% agree. Yeah. It's crazy that you say that the community takes care of you once you take care of them. My students, I have students that have graduated my program. I actually helped one of my students who graduated get a phone with VIYA. He then in turn called me. He couldn't do this before, but he got the phone. He can call me. He was he lives in Anna's retreat. He called me and said, "Yo, I have a buddy here, and he ain't doing nothing. He's just on the street. We need to find him a job." It's crazy, and now he's taking care of people in his circle. It's such a crazy
Connection.
thing, and we were able to stay connected that way. Before, he would have to try to get to me to come and talk to me.
Right.
But he could just call me on the spot, and now we did get his friend a job.
It is so important. And I think, when we say the word connection, there's so many layers to it.
Right.
But it's really now he is able to do things
Right.
that he couldn't do before,
No.
reaching out to you, but also he's seeing this tool as a way for me to help other people.
Correct.
And connectivity is critical. I mean, it's one of the things when we look at barriers to education, barriers to employment,
I agree.
you know, if you don't have that connectivity. So we feel very passionate about making sure that cost is not a factor.
Yes.
If, you know, there's a way for you to receive it, whether it's, you know, the government's going to pay for it, someone's going to take care of it, but you need to be
Lovely.
connected.
Lovely.
It's important.
Lovely.
Yes.
All right.
We're halfway there.
We almost there.
I haven't touched the water, Johnny cake, or milk.
We have not.
I'm holding my own.
We are now on to the hot sauce, the hot
sauce.
one. The House of Tempo.
Tempo
Hot sauce.
Yes, we are.
Yes, I love this sauce. I love the color, the flavors, the
Yes.
balance.
I
Lovely.
love the orange. You know,
Yes, yes. It
Via
reminds me of
orange.
Carnival. Every time I see it, it is like a Via orange. Wow. I love to see it. It reminds me of happy times. You know?
Yes.
So let's do a double on that, of course.
Okay.
And I use this in my Ask a Chef segment, and
Yes.
I keep it on my dinner table now. Lovely.
Okay.
Let's do it. House of Tempo.
How's the tempo? Okay. Cheers.
Lovely. Delicious. What would that pair with?
Fish.
Yep.
I said
Okay.
salmon.
Not a light white fish, but a more fatty fish. I was thinking salmon. A good salmon ball. Yes.
That'd be really good.
Awesome. Awesome. All right. Next question. You ready?
Yep.
Tempo has been the gateway to all things Caribbean for the past 18 years. Long before Hot Ones Caribbean, right? You've been part of the Tempo family all the way from
The
Hill
beginning.
Street, growing up with the CEO. Yes, Frederick.
Yes.
All the way to now, to today.
Yes.
There's clearly a shared vision between yourself and Frederick for the community. Both love the community. It must be something special about his Hill Street. I don't know if it's the water or your parents used to beat the I don't know what it was.
Probably all of the above.
But tell me about your relationship with Frederick, the history you guys had with the network together as friends growing up, and the importance of Tempo to this community.
I think the Tempo story, I mean, it's pure magic. Like, you could not have written a better story.
Yeah.
So Frederick and I grew up together on Hill Street, literally right across the street from each other. Everybody
Wow.
knows Treetop.
Treetop. Yeah.
But interestingly enough, you know, you go away to school.
Yeah.
He went away in 85. I was class of 87. And, you know, kind of lost touch. We would keep in touch through our parents. You know,
Right.
the parents always know what's going on. And 2005, I hadn't spoken to him in a while. 2005, my mother called me to say, at the time we called him Junie. He'll be mad about that. But she's like, Jennifer, look in the Avis. There's an article with Junie. And I did. I looked in the Avis, and he was being honored. One of his many accolades. And there was an article
Yes.
about it. And at the time, I had just started I'd just been promoted to president of cable TV. And I looked at it, and it said he was working at Viacom. And I said, how funny.
Yeah.
I said, you know, so we're in the same industry.
Yes.
And I called him, I think it was about 2 days later. I called up to Viacom. Didn't have a number for him because I hadn't spoken to him in a long time. I just called
Oh, wow.
the general number. He was deputy general counsel. I left a message, and I said, you know, this is Jennifer Matarangas-King, president of cable TV. I said, he may have remembered me at that point still as Jennifer Knight. That was my maiden name.
Yes.
I left a message for him, and the next day he called, and his laugh was this infectious laugh. And he was like,
Yes.
how are you?
I know
And we
that.
just picked up, and he said, I'm working on something. Because I said to him, I said, oh, you know, you're the one responsible for programming that's driving me crazy at cable TV. And he said, yeah, but I'm working on something. And that was a conversation. It was
Wow.
wild. And from there, I said, okay, we're very interested. We were the first to sign a contract. I was there at the initial launch event in New York.
Wow.
And it was wild looking back. That literally that day, Rihanna, she was Rihanna before she was Rihanna. Like
Yeah.
they said, this young lady is being, you know,
Yes.
you'll be hearing about her a couple months later. I saw her video. It was just looking back on
Wow.
that day. It was just incredible. Marshall Montano,
Right.
Wyclef Jean, just so many people.
Wow.
And we knew that we wanted to have a launch event in the USVI, specifically St. Croix. We did
Yes.
it at Ann Abramson facility. The pier wasn't even done when we were on there, but we fixed it up.
Yeah, you
and
said that it had a hole.
It had a hole in the middle. And it was an event we thought, we wanted to be sure people came out and had a good time. And we wanted it to look really good because it was a production for TV.
Right.
We gave out free tickets. We had no idea what was going to happen.
Right.
We thought maybe 1,000 people would show up. I don't even know what the final numbers were. I think probably 7,000 or 8,000. It was crazy. Because we had never had an event. First of all, you had someone like Machel Montano who had not been back to the USVI since he was a child. So that was a big deal.
Right.
You had Mr. Vegas, Nina Sky, of course, from the VI. We had our headliner was Midnight.
Yeah.
We just had so many artists who were there, and it was just beautiful.
Wow.
And it was just supposed to be a launch event. And before we even left that night, people were saying, "Oh, you got to do this again." And that's how it all started.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So give me a little something about Frederick, but Hill Street Frederick, like something that we don't know. Can you tell us something about Hill Street Frederick?
He's still pretty much the same person. Always been really, really smart. I think the thing about it, because he's into culture and he likes to dance, I think people underestimate how smart he is. Like they forget the corporate part. They forget the attorney that went up against Johnny Cochran and beat Johnny Cochran.
Correct.
So I'm like, the Mr. Tempo persona.
Right.
That's one piece of it, but don't sleep on how smart he is. He's brilliant.
Brilliant. Yeah.
And so, he's still pretty much the same person, still very humble, still just as likely to see him on Hill Street hanging out or any neighborhood when he comes back to the VI.
He's out then.
He's out there. So still pretty much the same person.
All right, awesome. Love it.
Bold, fruity, and perfectly hot. The House of Tempo pepper sauce, available at Plaza Extra East and Seaside Market in Delhi. Use code USVIHOT to earn extra entries for a chance to win a trip to the U.S. Virgin Islands. This edition of Hot Ones Caribbean is brought to you by Fly the Whale and the Fred Hotel. This edition of Hot Ones Caribbean is brought to you by Carlos Furniture, Brie Boutique, and the USVI Hotel and Tourism Association.
Okay, let's do it. Let's keep rocking. We're back to another Alvin.
Another Alvin.
Yes.
Okay.
Just a little different from the first one.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, this is a red sauce. The other one is yellow. Still has a papaya flavor, mustard, Scotch bonnet. Let's see what this one pairs with. I gotta bring in the kitchen for real though.
Yeah, I could do a little something.
I see that. I see it.
I make a mean saltfish,
Yeah. Okay.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't cook often, but when I do, I know what I'm doing.
All right, I see it.
Cheers.
Speaking of saltfish,
Saltfish Gundy. This would be good with saltfish
I was just
Gundy.
gonna say pick up saltfish.
Yep.
Right? For you guys who don't know, saltfish Gundy and pick up saltfish are the same thing. We just call them different names from St. Croix and St. Thomas. Same thing. That one catch you? You okay?
I just went down the wrong pipe.
Oh yeah, I hate when that happens.
But it's not the heat. I'm good.
That's what she said.
Okay.
Good.
Just get a little bit of water.
All right, next question though. So Hot Ones features a recurring segment called Explain That Gram, where we take a deeper look into our guests' social media's accounts, right?
Good luck with that.
To get more context. But we know, since you're not, big in social media, we had to go deep into the archives.
Yes.
And we came out with this. Now, can you please tell me who are these young people and what are they up to in this picture?
So this was a very special night. So this was after the original announcement of Tempo.
Yes.
And before the launch event, which was held in October of 2005.
Yeah.
So at the time, so that's me.
That's
that
you?
is me. Yes, that's me. 18 years ago.
Who's this guy here?
That is Frederick.
Wow.
And this was a reception that was held. That was at the time our tourism commissioner, Pam Richards.
Oh, wow.
So this was a reception that was held at the VIYA building, the former VIYA building. We had a mezzanine level, and we basically invited, it was who's who, government officials, business people, people who are of the culture, and it was Frederick's way of talking about Tempo, what he planned to do, and all of that. It was an amazing night, and we made the front page the next day, Crucian Tempo.
Wow.
That picture actually
awesome.
it's in my office, but it's something that very few people, unless you were there or you kept the
Right.
paper, have seen. But I
That's
kept it.
beautiful, man. Yeah,
Thank
you guys
you.
look so vibrant and young.
Yes, 18 years. It's a long time.
That's amazing.
It's a long time.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Yes.
All right, now we have made it.
Yes.
The danger zone.
The Trinity.
All right, you ready?
I am.
I'm ready. I'm ready to see how you handle it.
Okay.
All right, we're here on habanero from Trinidad, made with the scorpion pepper. One of the hottest peppers to ever grace the world. We got to do a double.
And I could smell it.
I'm kind of regretting making this.
I saw you, man.
Let's do it though.
Cheers. I could smell it even before it gets up. Yeah.
I'll try to avoid the lips, you know. I have big lips, so it's a little hard. Wow.
There's one kicking in.
Ooh. I like it though. I like the flavor of it. This would be good with some steak. Some good red meat, a good New York steak that's grilled. Ooh, I like it. It's good though.
That is good.
Okay.
It's hot, but it has a good flavor.
Yeah. Next question. All work and no play could make for a very dull day. I heard that you and your daughter love the Korean boy band, BTS.
Oh, wow.
Right? So apart from listening and dancing to great music, how do you make time to unplug, right, so to speak, or connect with your loved ones? How do you make time for that? What do you do?
Well, it's funny. That's a funny story. Yeah, I like all different types of music.
Yes.
I appreciate other cultures.
Yes, yes.
My vice is travel. I was really sad during the pandemic when we couldn't. We used to do every year some usual places, but then also some type of international travel.
Right.
And so looking forward to doing that again. But I would say travel is my, besides reading,
That's
travel
your
is.
unplugged time.
That's
Yeah.
my unplugged. I love
Nice.
to travel. I love to see the world and really enjoy, appreciate other cultures, food and their hot sauces too.
Yes.
That's something that we always bring back wherever we go.
All right. Awesome. Awesome.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love traveling too. So
Yeah. Oh,
take me with you next.
there you go.
All right. Moving on.
Yes.
Number 9.
Number 9.
Heat Stroke by Soo Yum. Same company that made
David.
that David partnered with.
But I
Yes.
know this is a lot hotter.
Yes, yes. This is a good sauce as well, but hot. Hot, hot. The name says it all.
Yeah, and the last one is still lingering.
Yeah, yeah.
The last sauce is
Scorpion
still-
there. But let's
Yeah.
double dip, of course. I'm sweating. I feel like I ran 5 miles.
Cheers.
What? And you know what comes right off? The mango.
Yeah.
It's one
Yeah.
of the only sauces that has mango in it. Delicious, but hot. But hot.
It's hot.
You good?
It's
You
good.
hold your own. Right? She's. You're proving yourself.
It's good. It's
Okay.
good. I'm still feeling the scorpion, so maybe that's why I'm not reacting to this yet. That's still lingering.
I got you. Okay, but next question. Life in the VI is a multi-layered, multicultural experience. St. Croix is known as the historical haven, St. Thomas as the experiential escape, and St. John as the unspoiled nature's lover's paradise.
Right.
You've lived here for most of your life, and with VIYA, you connect all 3 islands.
Yes.
And you travel between all 3 a lot for work and leisure. So tell me, what do you enjoy most on each island?
Oh wow. I love St. Croix is home, and I
Yes.
love the fact that you just have a lot of space, and
Yes.
There's so many different vibes on St. Croix.
Oh, yes, yes.
You know, you can go to the rainforest and have an experience. You can go to the East End. I mean, literally, if you drive long enough, you can have different types of experiences. So I really love that about St. Croix. And just the vibe. It really is a vibe.
It is.
You know, St. Thomas, I spent a lot of time over there for work. And that's really a microcosm to me of, you know, just like the rest of the world. It's city
It's
vibes.
buzzing, yeah.
And that's cool.
Okay.
And then St. John is just, every time I go to St. John, it's like, wow, you kind of forget that this is here.
Yeah.
And it's very beautiful and just really laid back. So it is, I think we are very, very fortunate because you're right. I mean, you know, it is possible to have different experiences and still be in the USVI. And anyone I know who's coming, I'm like, take the time. I really encourage you. Because too many people only have one experience.
Right, they do one island.
And it's usually just, this is what I hear.
Right.
I've been to the VI before. I was on a cruise in St. Thomas. I'm like, okay, that's not everything.
Correct.
So I really do encourage people because even I find a lot of our local people don't go to the other islands.
Correct. Yeah,
which is which is very sad. You really,
need to.
or they talk about things like, I went to St. Croix for Ag Fair in 1985, and I'm like, oh my goodness, that was another century.
Yes.
You know, come back. So
Right. No, beautiful.
Yeah.
I totally agree 100%.
Yeah.
A lot of times we don't inter-island travel.
At all.
But cool thing is, Tempo is
Yes.
also gonna make possible a staycation giveaway where
be
we can
awesome.
have someone win from one of the islands a trip on another island.
That would be
they
amazing.
someone from St. John could win a trip to come to St. Croix, you know, and give the experience that they can just learn more about their home, you know, on the different islands. So
That would
I'm
be
excited for
awesome.
that. I want to win that.
There you go.
Frederick. Wink, wink.
Use code USVIHOT to earn extra entries for a chance to win a trip to the U.S. Virgin Islands. This edition of Hot Ones Caribbean is brought to you by First Bank, Captain Morgan, and the USVI Economic Development Authority. This edition of Hot Ones Caribbean is brought to you by Budget Car and Truck Rental of St. Croix and Hertz in St. Thomas.
All right, final sauce.
Yeah, we made it.
We made it. Number 10. You ready?
I'm ready. I am so ready.
Hellfire.
Yeah, this is crazy.
Woo! She's hot.
Doomed.
She's a hot one.
Doomed.
Doomed. Scoville level. Right?
Off the charts.
Off the charts. 6.6 million. They got habaneros. They got scorpion. They got ghosts. All in there.
Everything is in here.
And just extract. Just more pepper extract just for spite. Any of y'all want to test? You want to test yourselves? Right here. Double dip. Because we're doing it to all of them.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, we're doing it. We're doing it.
Let's
We're
do
doing
it.
it. Cheers. We made it.
We here.
We're here.
I got my lip. Tell me, Jennifer, what food would this be good on? I want to hear what she has to say. Ooh.
Okay, I gotta finish.
How is it?
Hot.
Woo.
Very hot.
They're making me sweat, boy. Wow. Woo. Okay. Shake it off. Shake it off. Shake it off. Wow, it make me sing. It's the first time I sang. This is the first time I sang.
It's kicking in all the way back here.
Okay. You ready for the last question? Mm-hmm. In a 2019 interview, you spoke about the importance of young girls seeing women in leadership roles, leadership positions across different industries. It's like holding up a mirror so they can see themselves in that position. Tell me about how you use your influence, whether in your work or personal life, to impact young women and girls. And what's your thoughts on whether women are still locked in by a glass ceiling in the corporate world? Do you still believe that's a thing?
So for me, I think that representation is very, very important. I am blessed to be able to speak to a lot of people, but I'm always excited about speaking to young women because I find that people see my name on a piece of paper. Oh, Miss Matarangas-King is coming, and they expect me to look like something different. And so when they see that I look like them, their eyes light up. And then when I share my story that I'm from a neighborhood that they're familiar with, and a lot of times people focus on the end result, the title and where you are now. It's important for young girls to realize that my path is very similar to theirs. I came from very humble beginnings. And there were some key things that were very helpful to me. Amazing parents, phenomenal mother who made sure I got a good education. But there was no magic trick. It was a lot of hard work and dedication. I invested in myself. My parents also invested in me. And so they need to hear that story. You know, struggle.
Yeah, of course.
It's not easy.
Struggling.
Exactly. The struggle is real, but I think that I see when girls light up, we're like, oh, wow. Or, oh, I know that lady. Or I've seen her before around. Or that's Alexis's mommy. You know, it's the connection that it is possible to get here. I think in the VI, we are very fortunate that girls grow up with women leaders, delegates to Congress, senators, commissioners. You know, so that's an experience that maybe other girls of color in the States don't necessarily see all the time.
Correct.
And so I find that's important. But I will say, I am very focused on ensuring that girls understand that you can do well outside of government in terms of private sector roles.
Right.
I still think that sometimes we feel that whether it's an EDC company or large companies that are here, that there isn't a space for us. And so for me, being an executive at a large telecom provider from St. Croix, a local girl, that representation I think is important for them to see. They can do it too.
Beautiful. Beautiful. I agree. Well, Jennifer,
Yes.
I had a great time with you, man.
Thank you. I had a good time. This was wonderful.
Thank you. You really
and I made it
proved
through.
Yeah. You're a pepper lady, for real. Well, thank you for being here on
Absolutely.
Tempo, Caribbean's hottest show.
Yes.
Hot Ones Caribbean.
Hot Ones.
Thank you so much for being here. You know, VIYA has been such an integral part of putting this together, sponsoring, supporting you, lining up our
Absolutely.
sauces. And you've been part of Tempo for such a long time. And so we're really just looking forward to all the future things you guys have via Tempo
Yes.
together for the community and beyond.
Yes.
So we're looking forward to more collaborations and
Yes.
more fun things like this. And I'm excited to be a part of it myself as
Thank
well.
you.
And so as a reward for making it through all 10, you get 30 seconds to look right into that camera right there and tell the people what they can expect from Jennifer, from VIYA, what's all coming out next. And yeah, just give it to us.
Well, this has been an amazing experience. I've been watching Hot Ones, so I'm looking forward to seeing myself on Hot Ones. What can you expect? Further collaborations with Tempo and VIYA. We've been partners from the very beginning and so much more to do. Looking forward to really showcasing the USVI in a way that only Tempo can do. And VIYA will be there with them every step of the way. So stay tuned. This is just the beginning as we embark on Tempo's adulthood. Tempo turns 18. So you know what? You had a wonderful childhood. I know your adulthood is going to be amazing. And I'll be there for every step of the way.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, thank you again, Jennifer.
Thank you.
It's such an honor. We're looking forward to doing more fun stuff together.
Yes.
So thank you.
Thank you.
You guys, it's been another episode of Hot Ones Caribbean Edition here in the USVI. I'm your host, Julius Jackson. See you guys on the next one. Peace.
Thank you. Huh? No, Johnny. I made it.
Like, comment, and subscribe. Remember to hit that bell to get notifications for more things Tempo.